Hey guys, Rival Boss here, and today is the day. This is the video you've probably been waiting for, or you've been looking for on the internet. Can't find it. It took me a long time to research exactly how to do this, but this is basically how to get rid of any overlay like this on any image. This is the best way I have found to get rid of the image. We're also going to show you something that you probably didn't know, is that most ROMs, arcade ROMs, have an options that you can go to and set the difficulty. Do you want it easy? Do you want it hard? Also, we're going to show you shaders. How do you make your game look like, a CRT monitor, the old boob tubes? How do you get rid of all those scan lines? How do you do all this stuff? Can I make it look funky? Can I make it look fun? We're going to mess around with a couple shaders and just show you what you can do. Also, we're going to show you how to set the ratios the correct way, like what the game should be look like, and then how to make it full screen if you want to see your entire screen filled up. Basically, how to mess with the ratios and what they mean. These will work with any type of recall box or emulation station. So if you learned anything in this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. It means a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now for the tutorial. Okay, so first we're going to just show you basically how you can get rid of the overlays. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either delete them off, connecting via Wi-Fi, and then just go into the folder and delete the overlays. That will work most of the time. Sometimes, like this recall box, it will not work. It will just reinstall them once I reboot it. So I'm going to leave a little video at the end just how to do that as well, like to delete the file. But yeah, that doesn't always work. So here we go. We're gonna go in here and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we're gonna boot up a game. We're gonna boot up some good old AVP. And as you can see, when it first boots up, this one's already set to have basically overlays and the screen be the original core screen. So this is the original ratio that the image should be shown at. So right away, what we're going to do is first we're going to get rid of the overlays. So how we do that is we bring up the Retroarch menu by pressing the start and the short button, or start and X, and it's going to look like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down here to on-screen overlays. Then you're going to go down to the overlay preset. And if you don't have this one, you will have to install this. And I can maybe put a link in the description, but the current image that I'm showing with this recall box does have this. You're going to go down to one called Scanlines, and also, by the way, this is a default one, so you should find this Scanlines. Then you're going to click OK. You're going to go back out, and by the way, it will also work most times if you also turn off display overlay and then do the steps following this. But this way, with the config Scanlines, it works like 95% of the time. So after you do that, you're going to back out. You're going to go down to overrides. You're going to save each of the overrides. You're going to wait for this successful save every time. Go down, successful save. Go down, successful save. Then we're going to back out. We're going to back out again. We're going to go down here to configuration file. And then we're going to go down to Save New Configuration. And we're going to click that. It's going to make a new configuration. Then we're going to go back, and then we're going to quit Retroarch. Now, when we go back into the game, you will see there will not be any overlays. No overlays. So now, another way, if we follow that same basically step of, but we change the ratio, like let's say our ratio, see how it's the core provided? Let's say that we want it to be full screen. We don't want the core provided, and it will not save for whatever reason. We follow the same steps, but this time we go out to settings, go into the video, and then we're going to change this to the proper ratio, which is 16:9. If it doesn't fill up the entire screen, you're going to go down here to integer scale and turn that off. Now you could also have a overscan on the main thing, but this should be all you need to do. So we can either turn the integral on if you have that little ratio, or we can turn it off. Okay, so anyway, we're going to change our ratio, right? We're going to go back out again. We're going to go up to the quick menu and follow the same steps we did. Overrides, save, save, save. Back out, configuration file, new. I find that the new seems to be the only one that works, by the way. Save current doesn't seem to work. I don't know why. And then back out and quit Retroarch. So now when we go back in, you'll see that the game will be full screen and we won't have any overlays. So pretty awesome, right? Okay, so now that we've fixed that, we will show you, by the way, that all games that use that core will also follow suit. Like they will no longer have the overlays. Oh, that one doesn't work. That ROM does not work, guys. So here we go. And that, by the way, that's pretty, I shouldn't even pick that game. That game almost never works on any image I've ever seen. But as you see, we're using the same core and we don't have overlays and we have full screen. Okay. So there's one more thing we got to do here, because if we just turn it off, it won't save that information. So what we have to do is we have to go start and we have to go shut it down. We have to go to shut the entire thing down, okay? And I'm going to shut it down here. And then I'm going to reboot it and show you that they're still there. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to pause it. Okay, we're rebooting the system. We just got done saving the core, saving the, so that we turned off the overlays. And then we basically also turned it to full screen. We're going to go back to that same core that we were messing with. We're going to try a random game. We'll try 1944. Actually, we'll try 1945. And as you see, ta-da! Full screen still. And we also have no overlays. So that's how you save without having to delete anything. That's the only way I've found this works, is that exact series. Okay? You do anything else, it doesn't save. And note, if you you will have to, unfortunately, you will have to do that for each core that you do. So luckily this image does not have that many cores. But like the game, okay, we'll show you. But like the Genesis core is a different core. And as you will see, I'm going to bring it up here. It will probably keep the monitor. Oh no, it didn't keep anything. So yeah, see, it default, this core is still how we originally had it. So yeah, we'll have to basically do the same changes to this core to make it safe. Oh wow. Okay, well. Fuck. What the hell? What the hell is this Sega game? What the hell is this Sega game? Okay, well, anyway, on that fun note, you'll have to change all the cores, though, to get it to work, okay? Yeah, what the heck did we do here? But let's say you want to get rid of, let's say the Scanlines now, okay? I don't want Scanlines anymore, so I'm going to bring that menu up again. I'm going to go down this time to shaders, and down on shaders, we're going to go to where it says one pass. We're going to turn that to 0, okay? And we got to apply our changes, and we're going to go back to that. And as you can see, the scan lines are gone. So now we no longer have overlays. We no longer have scan lines, which is pretty neat. Now, you know, we're just kind of seeing pixels, right? Now, if we wanted the scan lines, I'm going to show you, this image already has a ton of really cool shaders that you could mess around with and find out exactly what you like the best. So we're going to bring up that menu again. We're going to go down to shaders, okay? And let's say we want to have some fun with it and we want to make it look like an old TV. So we're going to go down here to shader passes. We're going to put 2 shader passes on it. One is going to be our Scanlines, okay? And the second one, we're going to go down here to shader number 1, and you'll see there's files and shaders. Now, files are actually like going to modify the image to look completely different. So I'm going to show you real quickly what water paint looks like. We're going to go up here and we're going to apply water paint, and we're applying Scanlines to the image. And as you can see, it looks totally different. It's got Scanlines and it looks like it's being painted, which is pretty neat. Not my cup of tea really, but you can do it. So we're going to go back in here. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you one more thing you could do is go into the CRT pie. This is in the shaders, so you're going to basically go into shaders, and then you're going to go to the shade, and then shaders, and then you'll see CRT pie. And there's one called barrel, and that's how you get the, basically how you would get the TV, the old CRT look. And if we want to add more filters, we can add another filter, and we'll say we want the Scanlines with the other one. So we're going to add some Scanlines. And basically what we're going to see is we're going to see Scanlines, and it's going to look like an old CRT when we're ready. So we have to apply those changes every time, and then we're going to go back. And as you can see, we have Scanlines, and at the edges, you'll see the edges of the screen are curved. And if we hide those behind our overlays, we can even hide those as well. We are playing some Punisher, by the way, if you're wondering what the heck we're playing. Punisher is one of the new arcade 1-up machines, which is exciting. Now, you'll see also with this Thunder Dragon 2 that we have our the things up, basically our overlays up, and we see this tiny little strip right here. It is also being with Scanlines. Let's say we want to at least just fill that out to being the right size for the thing. So we want to stretch. This is the original image. This is how it would look on an arcade cabinet. So we're going to bring up our thing, and then we're going to go we're going to go to our settings and then our video, and we're going to change that ratio just so, see, the core provided was the original, right? So we want to fill it out all the way though. So we're going to change that to custom, and then we're going to go back. And as you see, now the game is stretched and fits perfectly inside of those main sidebars here. So we are good. Now, if we wanted to make it even bigger than that, by the way, that is awesome. You can shoot those. Let's say we want to fill it out the rest of the way. So the only thing we have to do there is we got to go back to our settings. Okay. We go back to our video, and then we go to 16:9, and we're going to turn integrals off. And as you see, we're also going to really quickly want to get rid of the overlays, so we don't have those overlays on the screen. There we go. And now we've filled up the entire image, but it is looking a little stretched. So you've seen the original intent ratio, that's beat on by default, followed by we stretched it to the edges just by changing it to custom. And then by changing it to 16:9, we get the full image. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to show you real quick something kind of cool. So if you bring up the nice thing about having one of these versus the original arcade 1-up. So first off, if I want to bring it back to being how I had that image with the side and everything, we're going to go to games, and we're going to change this from custom back to square pixel. We're going to put Scanlines on, okay, Scanlines. And we're going to do this on, okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to change all of our configs, whoops, back to having that nice little image where it's got the 2 ones on the side. Yeah, nice scan lines. Looks great, okay? Now, the neat thing that this machine has that you probably don't know about your own machine, but all these ROMs have options. So, like, okay, all I have to do is I'm going to bring up this menu, okay, and go down to this thing called options. Now, the difficulty is already set, as you can see, to the hardest difficulty. But if I switch it back to the easiest, and exit this out and restart this. So we're gonna go restart. Okay. And we're gonna look at those settings again to make sure that they stayed. Okay, so we go down here, as we see, difficulty is on the easiest. So now, when we put our credits in, we're gonna wait for the thing. But basically, what you didn't know is all these different ROMs have options. And Street Fighter 2 has a difficulty, I guess we'll do this, difficulty thing, and other games have difficulties too, which is pretty neat. And you can just change those in your options. So here we go with our nice CRT looking. Oh, and I'm going to embarrass myself. Oh, that's why. There we go. That's how you do it. Yeah, there we go. So, pretty cool, right? And as you can see, he's pretty much chump change. Well, he's giving me a little bit of a hard time, but... And we'll end it with hopefully an uppercut. Yeah. Or fireball, whatever. But anyway, so that's how... And you can change those things. You just need to restart the machine. And I'll show you, a lot of these games have options, which I bet you never even really realized. So we're going to go up to... Oops. We're going to go up to Marvel vs. Capcom Superheroes real quick. And I'll show you that even that has options. So we have it set up default where it has the nice scan lines and the two MAME things, but they're inside of the ratio, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go down to options. And as you can see, even it has options. So it's got high scores enabled. We can mess around with its clock speed. We can mess around with the frame skip. This one does not have a difficulty though. So there you go. Some of them do, some of them don't. You can use different 32-bit, stuff. But yeah, pretty neat, right, guys? That you literally can adjust the difficulty on some ROMs. Okay, so the final thing that you can do is you can just connect to your Wi-Fi with your recall box via that, that where you entered your picked your network and then entered your passcode. And note that will take a long time to connect. But anyway, then you'll just get this right here. You'll get the recall box showing up in your network. And then you can just open up share, just like this. And then go to your overlays. Select all of the overlays. And then delete them. And that's how you can get rid of the overlays. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. We're getting up to 2,000. I'm going to have my own image, a new one for 2,000. And I'm working on it hard on my off time. And yeah, so this is this image. I'm just going to play a couple games real quick here at the end to kind of just show off the different images and these nice little, side overlays and how they perfectly work with this arcade 1-up. So anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. You guys are awesome. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks so much.